The footage unfolds inside a contested forest in the Lyman direction, where dense terrain offers cover but little safety. A Russian soldier is seen fleeing in panic, weaving between tree trunks while a Ukrainian drone pursues from behind. After a sustained chase, the drone cuts off the escape path, forcing the soldier to fall to the ground. Seconds later, a second Ukrainian drone descends to complete the engagement. Across open farmland near Pokrovsk, aerial surveillance captures two Russian soldiers moving from a grassy field toward a dirt road, exposed and without cover. As they step onto the road, a Ukrainian drone suddenly accelerates in from the field and strikes between them. One soldier is knocked down onto the grass, momentarily stunned. After the initial impact, he struggles back to his feet and attempts to continue, but his movement slows and he soon collapses again, remaining behind to recover from apparent injuries. The second soldier appears unharmed. He regains his balance and turns away from the road, moving back toward the open field. After only a short distance, the sound of another drone grows louder overhead. Sensing renewed danger, he lowers himself to the ground, begins removing his equipment, and presses his body flat against the earth, hoping immobility will prevent detection. The pause does not last. Moments later, a second Ukrainian drone arrives, confirms the position from above, and commits, concluding the sequence under direct aerial observation. The scene unfolds near a tree line outside Pokrovsk, close to a temporary Russian position concealed among vegetation. A Ukrainian bombing drone identifies a military truck hidden beside the trees and near a shelter area. From above, the operator confirms the setup and releases multiple munitions in sequence, disabling the vehicle and striking equipment stored nearby. Electronic gear and ammunition containers positioned next to the shelter are hit next, further limiting the site's function. A Russian soldier emerges and attempts to carry remaining supplies into the shelter. The drone adjusts and releases another munition, rupturing the containers left behind and spreading fuel across the ground. Moments later, a final strike ignites the area. One soldier tries to control the fire with water, while another climbs into the truck and attempts to move it away. The vehicle advances only a short distance before smoke and flames force abandonment. The sequence shows how drones systematically dismantle logistics by denying recovery and relocation. The following incident was recorded by a Ukrainian drone near a forest edge in northern Donetsk Oblast. In the footage, a Russian soldier is seen standing beside a tree, scanning the surroundings as if sensing something unseen. He then sits down and begins to crawl toward a small earthen mound, moving carefully and pausing often, clearly alert to a possible threat. Moments later, a Ukrainian drone enters the area and begins a low-altitude sweep along the tree line. By this point, the soldier appears to realize he has been detected. He flattens himself against the ground and remains completely still, relying on immobility to avoid attention. From above, the drone continues its search, weaving slowly through gaps in the terrain and adjusting position to confirm movement. The pause stretches on, but the concealment fails. The drone shifts behind the soldier, aligns its approach, and commits, concluding the encounter under direct aerial observation. The scene unfolds along a dirt road near Donetsk, where a Ukrainian drone observes two Russian occupation soldiers signaling an intent to surrender. From above, the drone provides clear movement guidance, directing them step by step toward a safer route. The pair follows the instructions until a sudden change breaks the pattern. From the distance, a Russian drone dives toward the soldier walking in the rear, interrupting the movement. After the initial strike, the remaining soldier hesitates but continues following guidance from above. Ukrainian forces provide coordinated support, allowing the lone soldier to complete the movement and reach a Ukrainian position safely. The sequence shows how drone control can enable surrender, yet remains vulnerable to interference in contested airspace. The scene takes place near the forest edge outside Kupiansk, where a Ukrainian drop drone scans a narrow tree line used for movement. From above, the camera identifies a Russian sniper moving along the trees. Moments later, a second soldier joins him, tightening the formation. The drone adjusts position and releases a single munition, disrupting the movement and forcing separation. After the initial impact, one soldier remains on the ground, unable to continue moving and focused on staying alert. He looks around repeatedly, waiting for support that does not arrive. As time passes under constant observation, the soldier appears to recognize the presence overhead. He brings his hands together and lowers his head, signaling an intent to surrender while remaining in place. The drone maintains altitude and observation, recording the moment without further action. The scene unfolds near a ruined zone in the Donetsk direction, where heavy fighting has reduced visibility and compressed reaction time. A Ukrainian tank engages a Russian tank at close range, firing repeatedly until the vehicle is disabled and no longer maneuverable. Nearby, a second Russian tank loses control, likely damaged by indirect fire, and crashes into a tree at the edge of the rubble. The position is reported immediately. Minutes later, a Ukrainian drone arrives overhead and begins a controlled approach, confirming the immobilized target. The drone commits and strikes, denying any chance of recovery. Under mounting pressure, the tank crews abandon the vehicles and retreat toward a nearby shelter. What began as armored contact transitions into aerial control, showing how drones extend the battlefield beyond the first hit. Near the ruined buildings in the Avdiivka direction, aerial surveillance picks up a Russian soldier carrying a supply bag as he moves cautiously along a shattered wall. He keeps close to the structure, pauses, and briefly leans out from the corner to scan the street before pulling back. Moments later, he turns away from the buildings and heads toward a nearby line of trees. From above, a Ukrainian drone begins closing in on the area. The soldier continues for a short distance, then lowers himself beneath the tree canopy and lies flat, as if sensing the growing threat. The drone arrives overhead and detects an irregular shape beneath the branches. Instead of running or attempting to resist, the soldier remains completely motionless, relying on stillness to avoid attention. The assumption proves false. The drone adjusts its position, accelerates, and commits beside the target, ending the movement under direct aerial observation. The following incident was recorded by a Ukrainian drone near the forest edge in the Avdiivka direction. The footage shows a Russian soldier briefly exposing himself at the entrance of a dugout concealed near the tree line. The movement is detected immediately. A Ukrainian drone redirects to the area, descends with controlled speed, and commits, concluding the encounter under direct aerial observation. The scene unfolds near a ruined settlement outside Avdiivka, where a Ukrainian reconnaissance drone observes two Russian soldiers approaching a damaged house. At first, the movement suggests an attempt to use the structure for cover. Instead, both soldiers pass behind the building and descend into a trench running along its rear wall. The lead soldier moves quickly toward a shelter at the end of the trench, with the second following close behind. From above, the drone tracks every turn and confirms the pattern. Moments later, a Ukrainian strike drone arrives and adjusts its approach toward the trench line. With the position verified and movement constrained, the drone commits. What appeared to be a safe transition becomes a fixed location under aerial control, illustrating how trenches near ruins can limit escape rather than provide protection. Silence hangs over a position struck only minutes earlier. Near a forest edge outside Lyman, a Russian soldier moves cautiously toward a damaged dugout, slowing as he approaches the entrance. He stops, scanning the surroundings, weighing whether the shelter is still usable. From above, a Ukrainian reconnaissance drone is already holding position, tracking the pause and fixing the coordinates. The information is relayed immediately to a nearby sniper team. Believing the moment has passed, the soldier turns back toward the dugout opening and begins to step inside. The sniper engages from concealment. Near a ruined settlement in the Donetsk direction, a Ukrainian drone is tasked with disabling a building previously used as a fixed position. From above, the operator verifies the structure and surrounding area before committing. The drone accelerates and strikes with controlled precision. After the impact, it remains overhead, scanning the rubble and nearby ground for any sign of movement. The scene unfolds inside a trench network, where a Ukrainian drone moves low and enters a covered shelter. Inside, a Russian tank is hidden from direct view. The drone commits and disables the vehicle. Moments later, a second drone follows the same path, confirming the position and completing the task. The engagement shows how confined shelters no longer guarantee protection once aerial systems gain access and coordination. Nearby, another soldier freezes in place as a different drone approaches, choosing stillness over flight. The operation continues as additional Ukrainian drones enter the area, locating soldiers concealed in trenches, behind trees, and inside thick brush. Despite camouflage and cover, optical tracking maintains contact. The sequence ends with the forest falling quiet, illustrating how coordinated drone pressure systematically removes concealment and movement options in modern woodland combat. The following incident was recorded by a Ukrainian drone over open grassland near the Zaporizhzhia front. The footage captures a Russian soldier attempting to climb onto an armored vehicle as it prepares to move. Before he can secure himself, a Ukrainian drone descends and strikes nearby, forcing the soldier to fall away from the vehicle. The armored platform accelerates and withdraws, leaving the soldier behind in the open. He runs briefly, then slows, visibly exhausted, and drops into a shallow depression in the field, hoping to avoid further attention. From above, a Ukrainian bomb-dropping drone stabilizes, confirms the position, and releases ammunition.